Hello friends, it's the end of the day on Monday, just finished up dismissal and I'm excited to share about our day today because we did have a pretty great Monday. I was so happy that all my kids were back in the classroom since they had not been in the classroom for these past 2 weeks because of all the weather craziness. But yeah, super happy they were back in class today. I only had one student absent. So today during my planning time, I did get my copies for the week done. So that's always like a big relief when all of my copies are ready to go for the week. I've been doing pretty good with staying ahead of the morning work, so I'm very glad I already had the March morning work printed out. So we started our March morning work today. And then for the upcoming 5 weeks, I purchased this big digraph bundle from Michelle Hudgens, if I'm not mistaken. I will link it in the description. She has 4 or 5 different digraphs and activities for the whole week. So it's like everything is planned for you. I picked some activities from that and I'm kind of just switching it up with our digraphs and just having different activities every day. And that this week is Read Across America. So we are basically having a Dr. Seuss themed week. And today we read Oh, the Places You'll Go. And the kids decorated their own little hot air balloons. I will post a link to where I got the little hot air balloon template. Let me show you what their little pictures turned out. So we talked about the hot air balloons and the story of Oh, the Places You'll Go, and just how the overall message was that if they study really hard, they can be whatever they want. And then I showed them a time lapse of actual hot air balloons. There's one on YouTube that's about under 3 minutes, and it's like a time lapse of hot air balloons in New Mexico, just so they can see all the different types of patterns. I decided to draw a rainbow zigzag on mine, and a lot of them kind of just ended up copying me, which is okay. But I did encourage them to write whatever they wanted to be when they grow up. A lot of them went with teachers. I had a couple that said ballerina and a couple that said doctor or police. But yeah, I finally kind of switched out the work. They took their Diwali work home. And another activity that we did today was review words that end or begin with CH. We colored 12 pictures and then I gave them a sentence strip and they wrote the words. And then it ended up being a little crown that they wore on their head, and I called them the CH Masters. I'm really glad that I had already done my Valentine themed centers that last week before all of this winter storm craziness happened. So my kids did have some Valentine CVC work to finish up for centers today, and then they worked on their Imagine Learning. I did meet with 4 of my students for guided reading one-on-one, and we went over our next book. Yeah, I got to meet with all of my groups today. And then something new that we did for math, I honestly just remembered that I had these hundreds charts. These were already in my kinder classroom. So it has 1 through 100 on this side, and then they have to write it by themselves on this side. Everybody was working really hard today. They were pretty calm. It was a really great day. And it was super cute whenever they were working on their hot air balloons, because I was telling them all the different kinds of careers that there are. I also shared, if you guys have not seen this video, I'm going to link it in the description too. You guys have to watch it. It's this little boy named Sam, and he raps all of the ABCs, and he names a career for each letter in the alphabet. And then he has just something very short that describes that career. I've watched that video so many times. It's so awesome. So as they were working on their hot air balloon and I was asking them what they wanted to be, they were like, a kinder teacher, because I love you. I told them I love them back. And then speaking of love, I have one of my online students. We actually have the same birthday, so we're birthday twins. And so since today was our first day back, he had a little bit of work to pick up, and then he dropped off some little chocolates for me and this really adorable picture. This is apparently my birthday cake, and I get a piñata. It's so cute. That's an awesome way to close out a Monday. That's really it for today. I'm gonna pack up, so I'll check back in with y'all tomorrow. Hello friends, it is 4:10. It is Tuesday. Today was a bit of a crazy day, so let me just start from the beginning. My kinder partner, Miss Mo, was out this morning, but she left everything ready for the substitute, and the substitute that was in the classroom was not very tech savvy, so the morning was just a little hectic because I was trying to help the substitute set up everything for the day while also making sure that my kids were in here working. But it was all okay. We got it set up. And one of my babies that had left during, she was here the last week before Thanksgiving break, she's finally back. And it was so cute to see her. And the kids were so excited to have her back. And she was being so shy though. I don't know why she was being so shy. She didn't really want to talk to anybody. So I kept telling the kids, to give her some space, that it's her first day back and she has to get acclimated to our routine again. So now I am at 14 students in person and then 4 online during our word study block. We are working on the ch diagram. This activity actually ended up taking a little while. The kids had to cut the pictures and then we were sorting the words began with ch or if it ended with ch, and then we wrote the word and circled the ch sound. And then it was time for lunch. We did go outside for recess today. It was nice weather. We read One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish for Dr. Seuss. And I wrote some CVC words. This is not like the best anchor chart. I didn't finish writing the title. But basically I wrote 5 words that ended with the word family at, and add. So each student had a CVC word, and whenever I called them, they had to read me their word, and then they placed their little word family pond. So yeah, we did that for our read aloud time. And then I did one small group with my students at my blue table. It was 4 students. I would tell them the word and then they had to tell me which digraph they heard in the word, and then we just wrote the digraph. We were doing that, and then I started the sight word booklets with 6 of my students. So we were in the middle of that. And yesterday, afternoon, we got an email about an organization of reading volunteers that was going to read to our students today. So they needed our link to our classroom teams. So I emailed the link, but then they emailed me that it wasn't working. And it was kind of just back and forth throughout the day. They didn't tell me an actual time that the read aloud was supposed to be done. So the person that was trying to read to my kids was emailing me, and then she just ended up calling the school. And yeah, we were in the middle of centers. So I was all right, well, we can log back in. Just give me a couple minutes so that the kids can clean up. And she was really sweet. She read a couple of books to the students, although she was saying that the students were supposed to have copies of the books with them. So it wasn't the most exciting for them because they were just listening to the words. But I appreciated her effort. But yeah, so that took up a little chunk of our time. And then when that was over, it was time for our math, which I mentioned yesterday. I gave them these little hundreds chart. So they wrote their numbers to 100. We did a couple of pages in their blue math book, and then they did their Imagine Math. Yesterday, we also got an email that tomorrow will be our 100th day of school. I'm so bad about keeping track of how many days we've been in school. So I'm just thinking of very simple, easy activities that we can do. So I let Miss Mo know that I was gonna just decorate the door. This is the first time I'm actually doing something for the 100th day of school. But we did put out a little banner, and it says we are 100 days brighter. I wanted to put these little shiny star stickers on there, but I realized I did not have enough, and I'm just not gonna go to the store just to buy stickers. So I just ended up writing the words in chalk. I'm sure the kids will be super excited anyway. And then Miss Mo went ahead and cut the paper into the strips so they get to walk through the door in the morning. I do have some Applejack cereal, so I'm probably just gonna give them a handful of cereal, and then they'll count 100 little pieces of cereal on their hundreds chart, and then they can eat it. We can probably do this in the morning after their morning work. Just went ahead and printed these little glasses from A Dab of Glue Will Do. just so they can be wearing their little hats all day. But I think that's all I want to share for today. Like I said, it did feel like a little chaotic to me. I'm gonna pack up and it's my gym day. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Hello friends, it is after school on Wednesday and today was a super fun day. It was our 100th day and then we also had the Wacky Wednesday day, but we didn't really do anything special for Wacky Day. So this morning, whenever my kids finished their morning work, we went ahead and made these little hats, which actually took us a while since I had to like hole punch the glasses and then hole punch the sentence strip. And I absolutely hate cutting circles, so I invested in these little single hole punchers. I got these at Michael's and I actually specifically got them because my first year of teaching, I was making like these really cute interactive notebook and then I would have to cut out these circles. So I was trying to find a size that would fit. And even now when I do crafts and I need to use eyes, like I just use these and then I just hole punch them so that I don't have to cut them out. But yeah, we did that in the morning and then we continued some sentence scrambles today, our digraphs, our CVC words. And then we had lunch. It was a beautiful day for recess. For our read aloud, we read Wacky Wednesday. And oh my goodness, I totally forgot that there's the illustration where the little girl showers. So if you are not familiar with Wacky Wednesday, which Target sells these, all of Dr. Seuss books, typically in March. That's where I have gotten my little Dr. Seuss books from Target. But this scene, I forgot. We were cracking up. I wish I would have recorded it. It was so great. Like we were just cracking up for a couple of minutes. We just talked about all the wacky stuff that we found. And then in our notebooks, I asked them to come up with like a wacky hairdo. So I made like rainbow crazy hair on my little portrait and they were cracking up with that too. And then for their centers today, they did have a write the room, the CH words. So I put these around the room. They worked on some sight words and I did end our centers like a little bit early, like about 15 minutes early. They were like really wild today. I went around and gave them a handful of Fruit Loops. We counted 100 on our hundreds chart and then they got to eat it. And then we wrote our numbers all the way to 100. We did some addition in our blue math book. And then when we finished that, they finally did this write the room counting. So there are these cards and I had mentioned this resource. It's like a Valentine center from the Printable Princess. So we finally did that one today. And it took us quite a while because first I went through each little strip and we colored the 3 colors that each strip had. And then I explained to them, okay, you're finding letter F, count how many blue, how many green, how many yellow. So it actually did take them forever to finish this activity, but they did enjoy it. That was the first time I've done like a write the room that's math. Forgot to mention that they really enjoyed what we put on the door. What I did not expect is for them to enjoy crawling, so they were crawling out the door whenever we had to leave or come back in the classroom. Pretty fun day. Tomorrow we're reading The Cat in the Hat, and then I did have a really awesome surprise today. During our planning time, Miss Mo asked me to go help her go talk to the counselor about a student, and whenever I walked in, there was all this delicious food set out on the table. So that was a really awesome surprise. And so we celebrated like my belated birthday. And then today was actually one of our kinder partners' birthday. So we were celebrating belated birthdays and her actual birthday today. But yeah, Miss Mo is so awesome. She cooked delicious falafel and she made us little falafel sandwiches and she made her own tahini sauce. She needs her own food truck. That's really all I want to share. Those are my really awesome highlights for today. I'm gonna pack up, head out of here, and I'll talk to you guys later. Good morning, friends. It's Friday. And it is also a pajama day today. And I was thinking about it this morning. This is like our 3rd pajama day today. We had one in October for like drug-free week. We had another one in December, the last day before winter break. So then, yeah, this is our 3rd pajama day. And this is literally what I always wear. I love this little top. It says Namaste in bed. I did not check in yesterday. I wasn't too exciting. Yesterday, we watched The Cat in the Hat read aloud on YouTube, and then we did a directed drawing, which I always love to do directed drawings, and the kids enjoy them too. My kids are at ancillary right now. They are with the gym teachers outside. It is a cloudy day, but it hasn't rained, so hopefully we get to go out for recess too later on today. I did want to share what we did yesterday. Earlier in the week, I mentioned that we are doing sentence scrambles, which are great because it gives them an opportunity to practice reading the sight words and making sentences with the sight words. And then I asked them what they think will be the first word in the sentence. So they're paying attention to what word begins with an uppercase letter and then which word will be last. They know they have to look out for the punctuation at the end of the sentence. And then during their center time, we did end up doing this whole group. For this sheet, they had to trace, write, and then we read the ch word and matched the picture. I really love acronym boxes. These boxes help us with our sounds, and we read from left to right. And yesterday, I did touch upon vowel teams. Told them that with vowel teams, they work together to make one sound. So we read the words, and then we had 3 more pictures left over. So I asked them to draw boxes on the back of their paper, and we did the acronym boxes for those words. And today we will be reading Green Eggs and Ham. This and the Lorax are probably my favorite Dr. Seuss books, but this one especially for rhyming. So I'm looking forward to reading this later, and we will be matching rhyming words. We finally started graphing yesterday. I was waiting for a couple more students to come pick up their packets. And a few vlogs back when I was talking about Valentine's Day centers is when I shared what the pattern block graphing was going to look like. And these are from the kindergarten classroom. So I went ahead and printed out all of the little pattern block pictures. And I love that they have to count how many of each shape that we used. Then we graphed it, and they all have these little sheets where we practiced adding and subtracting. Just another little highlight from yesterday was that my kids, sometimes the school does give them snacks. And yesterday was one of those days when they do get snacks. It's usually like fresh fruit and vegetables. Yesterday they got a very unique fruit. I had never seen a star fruit before, so I was like amazed. I didn't even know what it was called, and it came in a plastic bag, and it said it was a product from Taiwan. I had to Google it, and it came up as carambola. It's also called a star fruit. But I was so proud of them. Like, they all tried it, and a couple of them didn't like it, but I still praised them. I was like, that's okay if you don't like it, but at least you tried it, and now you know you don't like it. The rest of the kids ate it. It was so cool. So it kind of tasted like a pear, a little less sweet. I think that's all I want to share for now. Later in the day, today for their treat day, they asked for ice cream, so the ice cream is ready to go. Right now, let me finish my lesson plan, and I'll check back in with you guys after school. Oh my goodness, survived till after school. I feel like I'm at 8% battery. I am so tired. My kids were very chatty today. So this is probably like the second day that my voice actually hurts from trying to speak over them, but it's all right. We made it through the day. After we read Green Eggs and Ham, I showed them the little animated cartoon. They do have it on YouTube, and it's like exactly like the book, but it's like more musical. I love it. So we watched it first, and then we read the book, and then they were helping me read Green Eggs and Ham. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like Green Eggs and Ham. I do not like them. Sam I am. And then we made our little rhyming word hat, which Miss Mo gave us some sentence strips, so we were able to make our rhyming word hat. The actual rhyming words, I just searched it on Pinterest and I found them, and then they also came with blank eggs. At about 2 o'clock is usually when I give them their Friday treat, which was ice cream for today. I did have 2 students that did not earn it, but yeah, that was our day, that was our week. So if you watched all of our week, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. I am about to pack up and head out. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.